Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. But I gotta start with this from Larry Fink. He says the role of Ethereum as a blockchain can grow dramatically. Take a listen.
The role of Ethereum as a blockchain can grow dramatically. So if we can create more acceptability, more transparency, more analytics related to these assets, then it will be expanded. But I truly don't believe it's a function of regulation, of more regulation, less regulation. I think it's a function of liquidity, transparency, and then through that process, no different than when you years ago when we started the mortgage market, years ago in the high yield market. So it started off very slow, but it built as we built better analytics and data, and then through better analytics and data, more acceptance and a broadening of the market.
So what do you all think? You think Ethereum is still going to be with us once the new financial system gets here? My thoughts are this. I think Ethereum will still be here. It will just be less relevant. People will go to whatever is fast, cheap, and secure. And Ethereum is very expensive. I think when Larry Fink said this, he was trying to shill those Ethereum ETFs. But Ethereum is going to have a tough time in the future because there's so many better networks out there. The October 2024 World Economic Forum document on digital asset regulation highlights key contributors shaping the future of regulatory clarity across jurisdictions. Notable names from the crypto space featured as contributors include Ripple, Stellar, Hedera, Casper, and Avalanche. The winners of this crypto cycle will be those compliant with regulation, as they are poised to see the most value and growth. Now, when they are telling you these are the cryptocurrencies that are going to be part of the future, that's when you got to pay attention, because I think the World Economic Forum is being told by people above them that this is the future. These are the chosen networks that we're going to be utilizing. I never really looked into Avalanche, but what I like about Casper is it's really bringing the fourth and fifth industrial revolutions together. It's tying AI to blockchain. That's what makes Casper really a great cryptocurrency, but it's overlooked most of the time. But you don't see Bitcoin and you don't see Ethereum on the list. They're never on the list. What we're holding is the future. Ripple leads $25 million round in Bitnomial as the derivatives exchange launches futures trading platform in the United States. Now, I gotta hand it to Bitnomial for opening this up in the United States, because nobody wants to do anything here, especially when it's around crypto, because of the corrupt SEC. Once Gary is gone at the SEC, I think we're going to see a lot of expansion in the United States, and I think a lot of these crypto companies are just avoiding the US altogether until there's a better path forward. Until then, they don't want to have to come here, try to get something done, and end up dealing with the SEC. Look at how long the SEC has held Ripple back. We want innovation to happen, but we want it to be careful and responsible. NYDFS Superintendent Adrian Harris joins Ripple's Stuart Alderoty on stage at Ripple Swell to discuss the changing landscape of cryptocurrency in the US and the implications of regulations for the industry. Now, I think we're getting very close to crypto regulations. There's a few things I'm really worried about with regulations, though. First of all, I think they're going to make more rules for the exchanges here in the United States. You're going to have to jump through more hoops to buy crypto. And then beyond that, we got to make sure that they don't make crypto when you want to buy crypto, you don't have to be an accredited investor. In other words, you don't have to go through a middleman to buy crypto. That would be the worst thing ever. It would keep so many new investors out of crypto, because right now you could go from your bank account to the exchange, buy your crypto, then move your crypto to a cold wallet. In the future, through regulations, they could make it where you have to go through a financial planner or some other investment firm just to buy crypto. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I think they are going to make very strict rules, though. And I think it's going to be very hard for most cryptocurrencies to stay in the United States. In other words, the meme coins would be gone like an overnight event. And whatever is left, that's going to be the future. And those are going to be the cryptocurrencies that go on to become the next Amazon, the next Tesla, or Microsoft. MasterCard debuts new tool for verifying cardholders' ID. This comes from Blue Hawk Legend. So let's say you've just closed on your first home and want to order a bottle of champagne to celebrate. You'd place your item in an online basket as normal and then be asked to confirm you're old enough to make the purchase. In the background, MasterCard enables merchants to easily validate your age with your card issuer securely without adding any unnecessary friction to your experience. Your card is enough. Now, I think what's going to happen next is we're going to have digital wallets. That's going to be the next step for MasterCard. The banks are already leaning in that direction. You're not going to use a card anymore. You're going to have a digital wallet instead. And when it comes to ID or making purchases in the future, the path that I think we're on is facial recognition payments. That's going to be the next step after a digital wallet. Facial recognition technology will provide the government, corporation, or person scanning you with your name, your telephone number, your home address, and more. Are you ready for that? The US government has been pushing for way more facial recognition cameras. I don't like the idea of this. Imagine everywhere you go, you're going to be popping up on someone's screen somewhere. And they're going to have all your information. And that information is going to be floating around from computer to computer all day long. But I think they want this because eventually they want to create a surveillance system here in the United States. They want to be able to track every single person. The good thing is I don't think we're quite there yet, but that's going to happen quicker through AI. Slow going for faster payments as fraud concerns persist. So it looks like the FedNow program, what they're worried about is fraud happening. And that makes sense. You know, everybody wants fast and cheap and secure. They don't want fast, cheap, and fraud happening time and time again. But this is always going to be a problem because once we push into the digital world, people will still figure out ways to manipulate the digital world as well. So the promise is there, said Ingo Payment CEO Drew Edwards. An instant push into a consumer's bank account, whether it's through the card or through RTP or FedNow, is a better experience than cash. You take notice what they're pushing for. They're also pushing for a cashless society. And that's what FedNow is. It's the path towards a cashless society. I still think we're at least 2 years away from that. But who knows? Technology is advancing so fast all the time. From Ripple partner Finastra, flip of a switch for functionality. Whenever they talk about that flip of the switch, it's not like they flip a switch and all of a sudden the price of these cryptocurrencies skyrocket overnight. When they talk about flipping the switch, it's going from the traditional system into the digital system. It's like a switch over. more than a flip of the switch moment. But it can be looked at as a flip of the switch moment because it's going to happen very fast. Finastra is an example of a fintech service provider that has plug-and-play functionality. This allows Finastra to offer a variety of payment solutions to credit unions that accept FedNow transactions. And you see Ripple is in there as well. So when they have a plug-and-play option, it makes it easier for the banks to onboard. Once one bank onboards and starts to get the upper hand, every other bank, it'll just be plug and play for them. And before you know it, we have mass adoption. So that's how it could be looked at as a flip of the switch moment. Now, there's still people all over X saying that Tether is now going to automatically become compliant in some way. I honestly think the people that are pushing Tether are getting paid to push it. So Tether is literally not backed by anything. Even the ECB says that unbacked cryptocurrencies like Tether pose serious risks for the entire crypto ecosystem and cites it as a concern for financial stability. So when they're telling you that Tether is very shady and they know that it's not compliant, you need to pay attention. You know, these people keep saying Tether's not going anywhere. You know why they're saying that? Because their money's tied up in Bitcoin. According to the IMF, only 6% of Tether is backed by cash. Tether is exposed to significant risk, which raises consumer user protection concerns. Also, U.S. authorities have limited influence over USDT despite it being pegged to the US dollar. So imagine this. Tether now says they want to become compliant with MiCA. So in order to become compliant, they either got to come up with all the cash to back their Tether that they've been printing out of thin air for years. And where is that Tether sitting? It's sitting in the value of Bitcoin. So if Tether was to pull all their value out of Bitcoin, all that fake Tether out of the price of Bitcoin right now, it would most likely plummet all the way down under $15,000. That's how much fake value is propping up Bitcoin, because that fake Tether's been going in there year over year for a very long time. Many might have overlooked this key detail in this document. USDC dominance increased as institutions are moving away from Tether. Institutions know what's coming and are allocating their capital accordingly. And Tether isn't a part of the plans for the future. Now think about this. RLUSD is about to go live. RLUSD is going to pull another pile of value away from Tether. It's going to pull another massive amount of institutions away from Tether. So what do you think happens next? Once these institutions pull away from Tether and start going with RLUSD, the price of Bitcoin is coming down because of it. People don't understand that yet. RLUSD can have a very big impact on the price of Bitcoin going forward. Mark Cuban says big crypto owns Donald Trump. So he's saying that because they're making these donations to Donald Trump, that it's like pay to play.
You said that some business leaders who are supporting Trump are doing it because they think they can manipulate him. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yeah, it's very transactional. For the right amount, you can guide policy. I think you saw that with crypto. There's different types of crypto. And let me just say, I'm a huge fan of crypto and its utility. I support Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. But there's a lot of large-scale Bitcoin owners like the Winklevoss twins, etc., who have made significant donations in an effort to manipulate his perception of crypto to their benefit. And so I think that's the perfect example of him being transactional and can be manipulated.
So what he's saying is this, because these people are making donations, they're also manipulating the things that Trump is saying. Remember how all of a sudden Trump became pro-Bitcoin? Mark Cuban is saying that happened because of these people donating massive amounts of money. What are your thoughts on that? Put it in the comments section down below. But you know, as we start to move forward, I think RLUSD is going to be very game changing. I want to see if it has an impact on the price of Bitcoin, because I absolutely think it's going to. Because once Tether starts to lose money, all of a sudden they're not going to be propping up Bitcoin the way they are now. And I think even some of that value is gonna show up really quick. In other words, I think RLUSD goes live and Bitcoin starts to drop in price gradually over time as RLUSD gets more traction over Tether. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.